You may be seated. Good morning. My name is Jamie Kraft, and I am the Managing Director of the University of Florida Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Warrington College of Business Administration and the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the University of Florida's Entrepreneurship Master's Program Class of 2007 Commencement Ceremony. I would like to open today's ceremony by introducing the faculty, staff, and guests that join me on stage. Dr. Arnold Hegestad, Executive Director, Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Jeff Wilson, President and CEO, 352 Media Group. David Bonaparte, Academic Programs Coordinator, Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Today we celebrate the Entrepreneurship Master's Program Class of 2007. They've shared many accomplishments, memories, and experiences over the past 12 months. And at this time, I would like to ask the graduating students to please stand so that we may all congratulate and recognize you as a group. Today's ceremony represents a milestone in your careers and should stand as an incredible achievement. Through drive, dedication, and sacrifice, you completed a rigorous program that required attention to every aspect of the phrase work-life balance. And you have earned your place in front of me today through the support of your friends, family, colleagues, and classmates. Be sure to take some time to thank those who have helped to make this day possible. As current and future leaders of the entrepreneurial sector, you will truly define what it means to be graduates of this program. Our commitment to you is that we will continue to seek out the very best students to deliver a first-rate experience, which will continue to yield exceptional alumni. At this time, we would like to invite one of our students to share with us their experiences from this program and the time they have spent together over the past 12 months. This student speaker will also present the Outstanding Faculty Award to the faculty member honored by today's graduating class. The graduate chosen by his peers to speak on behalf of today's graduating class is Daniel Shattuck. Dan?
Welcome, fellow graduates, professors, administrators, family, and friends. Congratulations. I suppose at a typical undergraduate ceremony, everybody's in their 20s and you've got a lifetime ahead of you to enter into an entrepreneurial venture, but looking around at the age of some of my classmates, some of you better get going. In fact, I have a joke here that's so funny it'll turn your hair gray, but like myself, I see many of you already heard it. I'd actually prepared quite a bit of material, but over the last couple of days I had a number of classmates ask me not to cover some topics. So I'm not going to talk about finance, accounting, real estate, Thailand, garlic fries, or T sub N. I've been asked to specifically talk about a few things: gangsta rap, truckers' showers, lifeguard towers, and Guillermo, but I'm not going to. Graduates, congratulations. I would like even right now for you to, by a round of applause, thank those who are here and those who even that are not here that have helped you to make this achievement possible. So if we could do that. I know that many of you are interested, and I've talked to a lot of you, in starting an entrepreneurial venture. And I did check the newspaper this morning in the want ads. It turns out nobody's hiring. But I can give you some things that have helped me, and I will some pieces of advice. Although I don't like to give advice, maybe we'll just call these suggestions. Number one, dream big, really big. Consider that you have all the money, all the resources, and all the time in the world, what would you want to do? Dream big, write it down. Next, turn your dreams into goals. Create definable goals with numbers, with milestones, with times. And number four, start on your goals and start today, not tomorrow, but today. And so congratulations. At this time, I'd like to present Dr. Timothy Taylor with the Outstanding Professor of the Year Award.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. That's nice.
Thank you.
Wow, that's a nice alligator. I didn't prepare any remarks. I believe in kind of talking from the heart and don't fall down. First, I just want to thank the College of Business for letting somebody from the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences teach in this program. It's a real pleasure. And I also want to thank you all for giving me this award. I've won a few teaching awards in the past, but usually you put together a package and it goes through a faculty committee. This is the first award I've ever gotten directly from the students, and I can't tell you how much it means to me that you voted this to me. Today, some of you are going to become part of the Gator Nation for the first time. Some of you probably, I know a few of you already are. And I was thinking about, well, what should I say? And what came to my mind is we all talk about how great the University of Florida is. I was at a wedding last night, and the bride and her family were from Tennessee. And I couldn't help but chiding a little bit. And one of them said, I hate the Gators, but I have to admit you have a really pretty campus, much more so than in Tennessee. And I thought, wow. And we do have a beautiful campus, and we all talk about what a great university this is, and what a research institute. And of course, you are very, very unique in the sense that in 1 year, not only did you get a master's degree, you got to enjoy 2 national championships. Pretty cool. But what really makes this university great is the students. It's not the teachers, it's the students, because you are what make this university. It's all about you. I was talking to my dean last night, and we have something in common, which for me is very unusual when it comes to deans. But he said, you know, I really love what I do. And I said, well, you know what? I really love what I do too. And the reason I love what I do is because of people like you. You've made incredible sacrifices. I applaud your families, your children, your mothers, your fathers, your spouses, for enduring what you must endure to come up here every month and sit in class for, 16 hours? I mean, right now you could be in accounting. right across the campus, there I am told are something like 28 people learning accounting on a Sunday morning. That takes a lot. I want to thank you very much for this award. I thoroughly enjoyed having you in class. I wish all of you the best. I'm sure all of you are going to go out and do many, many great things. If you make many, many dollars, you can always remember your professors here. And I wish you all the best. I love you dearly, and if there's ever anything I can do for you, my door's always open and my phone's always available. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan and Dr. Taylor, for representing the ideals of the University of Florida's Entrepreneurship Master's Program. I would now like to introduce our keynote speaker for this morning's ceremony. Jeff Wilson co-founded 352 Media Group in 1997 while a student here at the University of Florida. In 2003, he expanded his entrepreneurial repertoire, opening 2 Ben & Jerry's ice cream shops in Gainesville, Florida. Jeff was appointed to the Ben & Jerry's National Franchise Advisory Council in 2004 and was elected to the company's National Franchise Marketing Committee in 2004-2005. In addition, Jeff was recently recognized as one of America's top 30 entrepreneurs under 30 by Inc. magazine in July 2006. Jeff currently serves as president and CEO of 352 Media Group, where he oversees all aspects of the company's operations and growth plans. Jeff? Well, graduates, you are here today to celebrate something great. You're celebrating a master's degree that gives you the ability to start something great. Because really that's what entrepreneurship is all about. Entrepreneurship is the ability to start something new. It's the ability to see opportunity where others see problems. And it's the ability to take risks that others shy away from. And hopefully those risks will occasionally hit gold and maybe even someday change the world. Now, ironically, we are here today to celebrate you finishing something great, which is actually getting that master's degree that you've been working so hard to get. If you're going to be a true entrepreneur, then this will actually be one of the few times in your life that you're going to sit around and celebrate finishing something. For a true entrepreneur sees opportunity everywhere and can't wait to get started with the next new thing and continuously start something new. I'm not a big fan of cheesy sayings or cheesy quotes or that type of thing, but one day I was in a accessories store, and of course they have all of those posters with all those motivational sayings and that type of thing. And there was one they had on entrepreneurship, and it had a quote on it, and it did strike a nerve. It was the only time that I actually bought one of those posters and have it hanging in my office. It was a quote from Oliver Wendell Holmes, and I thought that it summarized entrepreneurship pretty well. He said, "Greatness is not where we stand, but in what direction we are moving. We must sail sometimes with the wind, and we must sail sometimes against it. But sail we must, and we must not drift nor lie at anchor." I feel that this shows the life of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur always must move ahead. An entrepreneur always must look for the next challenge. And sometimes that challenge will bring success, and hopefully most of the time it will bring success, but sometimes those challenges bring failures as well. And failing is okay as long as you learn from it. I know that it's been said a million times that you must learn from your mistakes, but the reason why that's been said a million times is because it's a million times true. And in fact, you can just ask Walt Disney or Henry Ford, both of who went broke multiple times before hitting it big. You can ask Thomas Edison. He tried to build a light bulb over 1,000 times prior to actually finding one that worked. Or you could even ask our basketball coach, Billy Donovan. He had several years of postseason struggles before breaking through with back-to-back national championships. One thing that unites all of these great leaders is their passion to succeed. And although in my very, very short career, what I've done pales in comparison to what these great leaders have done, in the little exposure that I've had to the business world, I too have learned that a passion to succeed is absolutely paramount to your success when you move forward with your degree. As Jamie said, I started a web design company here in Gainesville when I was a student at the University of Florida in 1997. I actually started it out of a bedroom in a fraternity house where I was living at the time. I had a 1-800 telephone number run into the fraternity house, and I was resourceful in the fact that I trained the other members who were living in the fraternity house that if I was at class and the telephone number ever rang, that they should answer it in a certain way and greet the callers. That was successful for the most part, except for a few key members who liked to start drinking around lunchtime every day, and that made those phone calls a little bit questionable. But nonetheless, we survived those times, and when I graduated, I concentrated on the business full-time and continued to grow it and grow it. Today we have about 50 people. We're here in town, and we also have a couple of other offices around the nation. So people ask me, web design companies, everyone, it seems like, has a cousin or a brother or someone who knows how to do web design. There's thousands and thousands of little web design companies, people who do web design out of their garage, and a lot of little web design companies. So people ask me, why has my company become successful and grown the way that it has when all of these other companies haven't experienced the same level of growth or success, and there are so many of those companies out there? And I say that there are really, if you look at all these different web design companies, there are a couple different types of companies. There's one subset of companies that were started by people who have a passion for design, very creative people who really are artists at heart, and they really love the ability to do graphic design on their computer. So they started doing web design because they enjoyed
being able to create the graphics. And they've had success with it. Their graphics have been good. Maybe they've added a couple of employees and they're now a small boutique shop that does really great graphics on websites. But the websites themselves may not be that functional. There's another subset of companies that were started by programmers. Programmers who are really good programmers who like to sit in the back room with the lights off and they like to code and really get into the coding, and that's what attracted them to web design, because they were doing a lot of programming online. So they've had success because their programming has been so good, so their company has grown in that direction and has become very technical and has grown in that way. Well, unfortunately, I'm very bad at both design and programming. So I had no choice but to focus on the business side of things. And that's where my passion lied. My passion did not lie with designing of websites or with programming of websites, but instead my passion lied with growing a business, with starting a venture, with starting something new, and with trying to grow that and to help that succeed. And I think that that is why I've experienced the success that I've had, because in this industry, while there are thousands of companies, most of them are oriented by people who love the design or love the programming and don't necessarily love the business side. And one of the reasons why I love the degree in entrepreneurship is because it gives you the ability to have that passion and understanding of the business side and be able to learn how to start a successful venture and really have the passion for growth. Now, that being said, you need to be careful because passion should not lead you to blindness about your idea. I see a lot of people who come up with good business ideas, but they're so passionate about their business idea and how this one idea is going to change the world that it leads them to have this love affair with their own idea, and as a result of that, they can't see some of the problems that their idea may face. I know that you learned during your master's program about how to business plan and how to create business plans, and that's why the process of going through a business plan is so critical, because it gives you the ability to actually sit down. It forces you to critically think through aspects of your business and to make sure that you critically look at your business instead of just assuming that everything is going to be wonderful because your idea is so great. But even more important than that, in my opinion, is the ability then to take that plan to others and to take it to others who are going to criticize your plan. Take it to others who aren't necessarily going to like your idea. Take it to others who are going to tell you what's wrong with it and the reasons why you may be able to fail with that idea, even though you're so convinced you will succeed. Successful entrepreneurs are open-minded. They listen to that advice and they make changes to their business plan to ensure that they can patch those holes to lead to the most success. When you have your business plan together and you start your venture, although this maybe flies against thinking of entrepreneurs who want to start, I actually feel like you're at a big advantage starting with little to no money. When you're starting out, having too much money at your disposal actually is a far worse problem than having too little money. Because with no money, every decision you make is critical. You can't afford to throw money away because you have precious little of it. You have to be smarter, you have to be leaner, you have to be meaner, and you have to be more creative than your competition. And having no money forces you to do that because you literally cannot afford to make a mistake. You have to put that critical thought behind every single decision because every single decision is so important. And it is that level of critical thought that will ultimately make your business succeed. And you can take a look at all of the dot-com companies, which, the thousands of dot-com companies, which all had failed in the late 90s and early this century as a result of really having too much money. They didn't have to go through those critical processes at the beginning to make sure that their business plan was tried and true because they had money coming in from every angle. And money makes you gloss over problems in your business model. Too little money makes sure that you put the critical thought necessary. So now, with your degrees and masters in entrepreneurship, you're ready to go and start something new in this land of opportunity. And I feel that for all of you, success can be more attainable than you actually may think if you think about it the right way. I know, everyone somewhere, everyone has different priorities in their life, but I'm sure everybody would like to be a millionaire. That's a goal that any entrepreneur would say, oh, I would really like to start something and be able to make $1 million. And you need to remember that $1 million is really, although that seems like a really big number, if you break it down, it's really just a lot of pennies piled up. In fact, if you think about it in terms of a $100 bill, a $100 bill, that's not a scary thing. You see $100 bills. $100 is fairly easy to make. Everyone, if they try hard enough, can find a way doing something to be able to make $100. So if you think about it, $1 million is really just 10,000 $100 bills. So if you can start something, every time you make a $100 bill, you're one step closer to your goal. And if you do it 10,000 times, you'll find yourself being a millionaire. So graduates, it's time to start earning those pennies, or hopefully those $100 bills. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Each year, the Entrepreneurship Master's Program honors those outstanding students that have completed the program at the top of their class with the designation of Thomas S. Johnson Entrepreneurial Scholar. Mr. Johnson currently serves as the President and Chief Executive Officer of Global Imaging Systems and serves on the board of the University of Florida Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. We are honored to recognize these students in his name. And as I call out the names of the designees, I would ask them to stand and remain standing, please. This year's Thomas S. Johnson Entrepreneurial Scholars are Lin Song Shea, and if you please stand up, Michael Moss, and Stephen Potter. And you will all receive a plaque with your name on it. It would be wonderful. Thank you all for your exemplary contributions to the Entrepreneurship Master's Program. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. I would like to ask the degree candidates to please rise. Dr. Hegestad, these candidates have successfully completed all requirements for the degree Master of Science with a major in Business Administration and a concentration in Entrepreneurship. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Warrington College of Business Administration, I am pleased to present these candidates to you for the conferring of their degree.
I am pleased to confer on you the degree of Masters of Science with a major in Business Administration and a concentration in Entrepreneurship, with its accompanying rights, privileges, and responsibilities. I offer you my heartiest congratulations and commend you for the successful completion of your advanced degree.
Daniel Shattuck. Michael Moss. Chandra Sakar. Edward Scott. Adam Birch. Braden Curran. Kevin Kelly. Antonio Ricardo Contarini. Damon Coy Stinson. Julie Harold Capiello. Thomas D. Altman. Yvette Rosario Pina. Adam Reese. Stephen M. Potter. Stephen M. LeCarpentier. Joseph T. Schieffer. Matthew Willis. Christina Tobin. Mark Watson. Lin Song Shea. Todd Marone. Karina Cooper. Vanessa Haywood. Bruce Floyd. Arthur Clark. Michael Hiram Curtis. Taurus D. Murray. Corinne Shante Bridges. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the Entrepreneurship Master's Program class of 2007. As this morning's commencement comes to a close, I would like to thank all of the guests for participating in the ceremony, as well as all of the individuals, both faculty and staff, that have helped to make this a possibility. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the graduates seated here before me. Many of you may see this as the beginning of the end, when in fact it is truly only the end of the beginning. Relationships established in this program will endure for many years. Draw strength in them. Establish new relationships with alumni who follow in your footsteps, as well as those who have graduated before you. You will forever be connected to this program and will always be a part of the University of Florida. This concludes the commencement ceremony for the Entrepreneurship Master's Program class of 2007. Please join the faculty and staff of the program for a brunch reception to be held at the Touchdown Terrace, which is located inside Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. The entrance to the Touchdown Terrace is Gate 7, which is on the north side of the stadium. Directional maps are available as you leave the University Auditorium. Professor Hegestad will now lead the recessional. Thank you.